Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're getting into something that sounds, well, a little boring, but it's absolutely vital for global trade. We're talking about the humble shipping pallet,
Right.
and specifically the huge gap between a good enough pallet and a zero error one. The difference can mean profit or catastrophic loss.
Absolutely.
We're going to break down the 10-point checklist from SMA Worldwide. They treat the pallet less like a wooden tray and more like a strategic asset.
And that's the key.
Because if you don't, you start bleeding cash from these hidden costs. Rejected freight, transit damage, massive operational delays, it all adds up.
It does. Our mission today is really to show you how that kind of checklist, that rigor, transforms a pallet from a point of risk into a pillar of reliability. It's about making cargo that can actually survive global shipping.
Okay, let's unpack that. It starts with physics, right? Point
Yeah.
one, weight compliance.
Yes. And SMA isn't just, throwing boxes on a scale. They're using automated software for load distribution.
What does that actually mean in practice?
It means the software understands the compression strength of the boxes on the very bottom layer.
Mhm.
You can be way under the pallet's weight limit, but if the boxes at the base get crushed, the whole thing just collapses from the bottom up.
Right, a total failure.
Total failure. And that same thinking applies to point two, pallet integrity. You have to start with a certified high-grade pallet.
So we're talking about specific certifications.
Exactly. ISO 9001 RHA pallet weighs platinum. These confirm the structure is sound. And, critically for international shipping, the ISPM 15 standard.
Okay, ISPM 15. Why should our listener care about that specific one?
Because if your pallet's wood isn't certified and stamped, customs in another country can, and they will, quarantine your entire shipment.
Or just destroy it.
Or just destroy it on the
Yeah.
spot. To prevent pest transfer, it's a complete deal breaker.
Wow. Okay, now here's where SMA seems to get really uncompromising. Point three, the zero overhang rule.
Yes, even a centimeter of a box hanging over the edge exposes it to forklift damage, abrasion, crushing.
So they will literally stop the line and rebuild a pallet to fix that.
They will. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds expensive.
Yeah, that sounds like a huge delay.
But the cost of rebuilding it is, it's a tiny fraction of the cost of a damaged shipment or, worse, a lost client. It's an investment in getting it there perfectly.
So that precision leads to stability, which brings us to point five, the stacking pattern.
Right. They absolutely forbid what's called column stacking.
Just boxes on top of boxes, like Jenga.
Exactly like Jenga. And just as unstable. They require an interlocking bricklaying pattern. It forces the whole load to act like a single rigid unit.
And once it's built like a brick, you have to secure it. Point six, wrapping tension.
This is a huge one. Sloppy hand wrapping is inconsistent. SMA uses machine-controlled stretch wrapping.
So it's uniform tension every single time.
Uniform, measurable tension. And it uses base locking techniques that physically fuse the wrap to the pallet deck, so the load can't slide off.
But they add even more on top of that. Point seven, final load securing. What does that involve?
This is the final lockdown. Think industrial ratchet straps, heavy-duty polyester banding, and dunnage.
Dunnage. Fancy word for padding.
Pretty much. Void fill. It eliminates every single empty space inside the load so nothing can shift around and cause friction damage.
And then there's the human element, the final check. Point nine is about labeling.
Digital verification.
Yeah.
No manual entry. The labels have to be verified against the manifest and they have to be placed on multiple sides.
For redundancy, so if one gets torn.
Exactly. An automated scanner or a warehouse worker can always find another one. No excuses for misrouting.
Which all leads to the final and maybe most critical point. Point 10, staff expertise and the audit trail.
This is everything. Most pallet failures aren't machine failures, they're human error. SMA mandates certified handlers for this job.
And every single pallet gets a check.
A supervisory 4 eyes quality control check.
Yeah.
And that entire process, from the wrap tension to that final sign-off, is logged in a digital audit trail the client can see.
So, to sum it all up for you listening, this checklist proves that real precision in what seems like a basic task zero overhang, certified materials, trained staff, directly leads to a faster zero-loss supply chain.
It really does. And if we pull back for a second, adopting this kind of standard turns palletization from just a mundane task into the very foundation of your operational reliability.
A strong final point.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other seemingly low-skill parts of your own operations are actually strategic assets that might need their own uncompromising zero-error policy?